Okay, so in this video I'm going to talk a little bit about the Paulsen Sicilian. So after e4, c5, knight f3, e6, d4 takes, knight c3, we have a Paulsen. Now here I chose to play b5, which is one of the main moves. Queen c7 is the other one. And it's still too soon to really know which way the game is going to go. But the basic idea is that black is going to put pressure on e4 directly and indirectly. Directly with moves like knight f6 and bishop b7, and indirectly with b4 ideas. So the point of d6 is just so that after knight f6 I don't have to worry about e5. So I'm preparing knight f6. And here we go. So now I'm definitely threatening b4, so white has to defend with f3, and now I went b4 anyway. And I played b4 because I chose to take the game in a Boleslavsky Sicilian direction. Now I'm going to put up a video on the Boleslavsky pawn structure, so you can look that up, so I'm not going to go into that here. But basically the Boleslavsky structure that I'm talking about is what happens after black plays e5, like I did in this game. Now the idea is that black is going to fight for the center. So after playing e5, I'm counting on the white knights to be misplaced, which hopefully will allow me to play d5 in the near future. So after knight b3, knight c6, and after g4, white is onto my ideas and is planning to play g5 against d5. And if I move my knight away, then he just takes my pawn. So here I just played bishop e6, again trying to strengthen the idea of d5. And after knight g3 came a critical point in the game where I made a mistake. I played this horrendous h5 move, which has absolutely nothing to do with the struggle at hand. And in fact, since g5 is a big part of white's idea in meeting my d5, I should have just played h6. And it's going to be very difficult for white to prevent d5. Because if he tries to renew the g5 idea with a move like h4, well then I can just play d5, and against g5 he's going to have some problems on the king's side. And here I think I could maybe play knight h5, but I could also consider a move like d4, for example. So going back a little bit, instead of h4, I don't really see many alternatives for white, but in the game I was always worried about knight f5 type of moves. But here I have a nice little trick that starts off with g6, and if white takes this pawn, I take, white takes, and now I can play knight takes e4. And after pawn takes e4, queen h4 check, and I get the piece back along with a huge amount of damage that I inflicted on white's pawn structure. So effectively after h6, I think black's position is pretty good because there's no way to stop d5, and black's strategy will end up being a total success. In the game, like I said, I played h5, which is a bad move, and after g5, knight d7, I got completely diverted from what really mattered in this position, which was the fight for d5. So after knight f5, white can definitely claim an advantage.